Alright, this might be a continuation of a video I've already started. If not, this is the beginning of the new one. Good morning from Medora, North Dakota. Alright, just working on a second, maybe third? No, I think it's second cup of coffee here. Oh, there's a RV park over there. I didn't even notice that. Oh, look at that. Cool Class C or Class A. Leaving the old site, towing a car. I don't know if you even saw that. I'm in Deadwood. And it's a cute little town. It's at the bottom of Theodore Roosevelt National Park. I have a feeling now the park's going to get really crowded. I went there last evening. Saw a bunch of prairie dogs, which were awesome. I don't even know if I shared that. And a bunch of bison, of course. And that's it, prairie dogs and bison. There were thousands of prairie dogs. There really was. They're so cute. They're smaller than I thought. Way smaller, unless this is a certain breed. I know nothing about prairie dogs. Plans. The plans. Yeah, I'm taking a scenic drive here, eventually getting to the other side of North Dakota. I'd like to make it clear to Fargo. If I don't, I'll stay in Bismarck, somewhere around there, or between there. And then I'm heading into Minnesota, into the lake region. So that's the rough plan. And leaving Deadwood. I'll see you on the road. So I've got all the luggage in the car. It's just me here. There's no way I'm on a trip now. It's a flat floor. I'm ready to go. Let's hit the road. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on the two action cams on the camera, or on the car. I've got one facing forward, one to my side here, and I'm just going to zigzag through this little town because I just, on a whim, I decided to drive through the town before hitting the interstate and heading north, and then eventually east. So yeah, we'll just play some of that footage so you can see what this little town's like. It's kind of cute. That's it. Enjoy. There is, from one of those parks, right behind that one hotel, you could actually walk to the top of a closer part of the city, but oh my gosh, it looked like a hell of a hike. Anyway, we're leaving Medora, but I'm going to the north end of this national park while I'm here. It might change my trek through an original scenic drive that I had planned, but that's the beauty of, number one, solo travel. And number two, not pre-booking everything. I've never been one that wanted to have a whole trip planned out. I mean, I want a vague itinerary. And of course, that's a lot easier when you're by yourself. I mean, if you're traveling with the family, like I'm going to be doing in August, actually, I'm going to have a lot of stuff kind of pre-planned. You know, it's kind of hard to be flexible with a gang of people, even if it's just one other person. For me, it's just, for anybody, I think it's a hell of a lot easier to be a little bit more like, oh, hey, squirrel, let's go here. You make mistakes, you got nobody to be upset with other than yourself, But sometimes making last minute changes and course correcting brings you upon amazing views or an amazing new discovery or town or location or site or experience. So anyway, what am I rambling about? I don't know. I'm going to the north end of, again, Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And from what I hear, they have an area called Prairie Dog Town. This should be good.
sometimes it's cool when they're right by the car, but other times it's cool to watch them from a distance, you know? This one was just rolling around in the dirt a minute ago. Just missed it. They make a noise too. A grunting sound. I've got to know what this bright green is. Maybe it's yellow. Maybe that's what it is. It's freaking intense though. Look at this. Look at the layers of color. The most layers. Definitely got Windows action. Really reflective. I was gonna just show you where I was and where I went. Boom, boom, boom. Where'd I go? I stayed in Medora, went to the national park, went to this part of the national park, came up, zoop, 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 zoop. I'm way, whoa, no. What did I do? What did I do? No, I went up here. Oh yeah, this is where I am. This is a bad video. I'm going here. Mike, why are you rushing through the state? Let me chat about that in the car. I just lifted the back of the SUV to give me a little shade. How's it working? Look at the dirt in this thing. I've yet to find a car wash anywhere. It's on the agenda. So, I've got nothing to report other than North Dakota is one long, boring ass state to drive across. I appreciated the long straight roads on the way up to Medora, and I even appreciated the drives this morning. I went through Theodore Roosevelt National Park, both the part of the south and then the north entrance. I shot a little bit, not too much. It's kind of quiet out here, isn't it? I'm at a gas station. See over there? You know, I keep seeing these fields of this bright, I thought it was green, but it's actually yellow. It's like little yellow flowers on green stems. I don't know what it is, but man, it's pretty. Maybe if I can get close enough to it, I don't know if I'll see it anymore though, actually. Yeah, this is, I got nothing. Heading to Grand Forks in North Dakota. And after I stay there a night, it will complete my minimum of 36 hours in North Dakota. It's going to be closer to 48, I believe, by the time I leave. And going to stay in Minnesota for 3 days. I'm looking forward to that because I'm going to stay up in the northern area, the Lake District. I may even go as far north as Voyageurs National Park, which is way up there. It's a quiet reflection as I stretch and continue this long, boring-ass drive. It's a very low picnic table. So when I started this process of visiting all 50 states, I didn't really have the luxury to just take the entire year off and, travel all year. If I did, I'd be doing this a little bit differently. So I kind of had to set a metric or a bar to reach. I'm wondering why I'm recording myself, I'm quite sure. 36 hours in a state. And some of these states are pretty big. And I tried to design trips like this where I was hitting some really cool, meaningful places. But the challenge here in places like I'm at now in North Dakota is 2 days and I was in the west part of the state and I've got to get to the east. So it just means a lot of driving. I've been driving for like 6 hours today, maybe 7 hours. Was it a meaningful trip to Medora? Not really. I saw it. It was very cool. If I had more time on these big states where I'm doing these long drives, I would have allotted 3 days, maybe 4 days. More days means more time, means more money. So you do what you can, you know. It's a lot of emptiness here, you know, a lot of grass, a lot of driving. Look at the size of that RV, would you? It looks like a 60-foot long fifth wheel, the longest ever. By the way, it's the most unique looking rest stop I've ever seen. It's like an old fast food restaurant from like 1963.
All right, I'll be the first to admit it's kind of a boring episode so far. Anyway, I've got no way to tie in the fact that I have just arrived at the hotel. Kind of a bizarre concept. We'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, one of the first things I like to do is drop the bags down and get an architectural shot of the room I'm staying in. And this was no different. So here's that photo here before we continue on. Thanks for being here, by the way.
So I don't know what's going on here in Grand Forks. It seems like every hotel was booked. I found this place called the Come On In Hotel and Suites. They have a pool and 5 hot tubs in the lobby. I'll have to do a quick pan later before I check out. But anyway, I'm walking across the street. It's a Roadhouse Grill. There's a steak with my name on it. And yeah, come on in. Can't wait to show you this later. Wait. By the way, the entire lobby smells like chlorine. I asked the guy at the front desk, I'm like, God, what's going on here, man? Everything was booked. He's like, I know. I just started getting crazy reservations at the last minute. I'm like, must be a game or something. He's like, no, I work the arena. I don't know. I'm here safe and sound. And yeah, North Dakota, a lot of driving. Didn't see a ton, but here I am. Tomorrow's another day. Looking forward to, well, I'll talk to you later. Kind of a cool concept, but it seems like an odd town for this to be in. I could see something like this in Orlando. You know, sometimes just because the breakfast is free doesn't mean it's worth it. So what do we got on the docket today? The agenda is basically get to Grand Rapids, Minnesota. One of the things I was really looking forward to exploring, or one of the areas I was looking forward to exploring, was the Lake District in Minnesota. I think this is a perfect place to stay at a bed and breakfast at, because I'll get kind of some firsthand recommendations about where to go, what to do there. I have a general idea. My general idea right now is to stay where I'm staying. There's a big loop I'm going to do around that area. First of all, I'll try to get some laundry done today. And then I want to head up to, I think, Voyageurs National Park. Although they say the best way to do the park is by boat, which I won't have and do not have. I'm not traveling with a boat this time around. At this point, I don't even know if this is a beginning of a video or this is going to be one long run-on 6-hour video. Corn, wheat, soy. I'd be the first to admit that I know absolutely nothing about farming, but I do appreciate, I guess I don't want to use the word the craft, but the industry, you know? I mean, we all eat. It's something we all have in common, actually. We've got to get our food from somewhere. It's amazing, actually. I really wish I would have properly interviewed that girl running that family farm. Again, I'm going to go back to this whole concept of moment in America or a minute in America, where I would someday, and maybe that's the next phase of this, maybe that's next year, maybe that's in a couple of years, who knows, because there's so many places I want to travel and so many other places I want to share in these stories. But again,
in 10 miles, turn left onto 140th Avenue Southwest.
I got on a road the other day and it said, once it calculated where I was going, it says like, all right, so what did it say? For the next 268 miles, stay straight. Meaning, don't turn. It wasn't a straight road for that long, but man, there were some long ones. That was in part of South Dakota going into North Dakota. Anyway, so many amazing stories out there. And if I was going to be serious about this, I think what I would do is put together a little bit of a portfolio of interviews on a unlisted maybe even a listed video, either on Vimeo or YouTube. And then what I would do is I would try to advance these interviews and just try to line these things up and then go out with some gear, travel the country, and really do these interviews. I wanted to do that a couple of years ago when well, I don't even want to get into that because it's a very controversial subject. It's like when some people were choosing to do something after something happened, and some people were possibly getting injured because of that decision. And I was really passionate about trying to tell some of those stories. That vague enough or what? Anyway, I am driving through Minnesota, and bottom line, I had no idea there was so much farmland here. And I think that was corn. I think that was soy. I think that was wheat. And there is a huge tractor up ahead. Check this out. This is another one of these long roads I'm on, but birch trees in Minnesota of all places. Love these kind of drives.
I can't believe the amount of stuff in here.
Checked into an awesome little bed and breakfast in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. And yeah, I got to do a little bit of capturing of this tomorrow. Some of the detail in there. The lady is really nice that runs the place. The Gilbert House, I think it's called. But anyway, I'm out on a late afternoon drive. It's around 6 o'clock, I guess. And I'm heading up to, I forget the name of the town. I'll put it here. And I forget what road I'm on. I'll put that here. It's gorgeous. So I just wanted to come on. I put the action cam out there just to get a little bit of the footage. Enjoy the ride.
As is so often the case, I find myself wandering around when the sun is going nuts. The sunset, look at that. I stopped at this bridge and kind of ran out onto the bridge. just to capture the light. And a couple of minutes ago, I heard a loon. God, I wish I'd hear him again. Just a Minnesota sunset.
Kind of an abrupt end here. I don't think I ever put a proper closing on the day. Really have to start storyboarding these things, or at least making some more mental notes while I'm on the road. Anyway, I have a few pictures from today. I'll share them here, up and coming, and that's it. Enjoy it. And again, I keep saying this, but I really mean it. Thanks for being here. I'll see you on the next one.